Okay, we're actually gonna start seated up. Sorry to rouse you all out of your comfortable lying down position. And yeah, so welcome to this Thursday yoga class. And just find a position to sit in that feels both that you can sit with a sense of relaxation and a sense of alertness in the body and mind. So perhaps just taking a moment to lift the crown of the head a little bit upwards towards the sky, towards your ceiling. Feel that nice stretching throughout the spine, the vertebrae, maybe spreading away from one another a little bit more, creating some space. And then keeping that nice lift, allow the rest of the body to soften around this uprightness, bringing a sense of, or inviting a sense of ease and relaxation in the body while you're keeping the mind alert and the body at ease at the same time. And you can feel the connection of your body in relation to the earth. And just allowing gravity to root the body more fully down into the yoga mat. Maybe inviting even more of a sense of relaxation throughout the body as you do so. And for a moment, just bring your awareness to your whole body sitting here on your yoga mat. Having a sense of the whole body, how it's manifesting in this moment. Are there areas of tightness and contraction? Are there body parts that feel more at ease and open and relaxed? Sort of just noticing, surveying that whole field of the body, this field of sensation. Just bringing a sense of curiosity of how it is for you right now to be manifested in this body. And then from this basis of an embodied awareness, bring your attention to feel the sensations of breathing in your body. Just getting a natural sense of the body breathing in and breathing out. So not trying to control the breath in any way, making it longer or shorter, but just having the sense of, yes, the body is breathing all by itself. And you might notice the quality of the breath, whether it's rather short or long, smooth or rough. Does it naturally feel full and deep or rather shallow in this moment? Everything is just running its course and you're just there to be the observer. And just observing with a sense of loving attention, not forcing anything or wishing it were otherwise, but just noticing, yes, this is how it's manifesting for me right now. And can I meet it with a loving and caring attention for myself? And then ultimately, you can begin to expand the body a little bit more through the in-breath. So with this next in-breath, you might begin to breathe in a little bit more deeply and long, perhaps straightening the spine a little bit more, feeling an openness in the heart. And then a deep and full and complete exhale, just releasing any kind of tightness or heaviness. just letting it all go out with the out breath. And then breathing in long and full and deep once more, feeling an openness, a receptiveness in the heart and the chest. And then just as you breathe out, just letting the breath go out completely again the next time you breathe out. So beginning to engage with a more full and complete three-part yogic breath now. So when the inhales begin, you can begin deep down in the belly and then moving the breath along the rib area all the way up into the chest. And as you exhale in reverse order, first beginning at the chest, then down the ribs, all the way back down into the belly, maybe even squeezing the belly button in towards the spine to really exhale out any remaining stale air. And then there's this natural opening again with the next in-breath. So we'll just take a few of these deep three-part yogic breaths all on our own. Opening and awakening more fully with the in-breath, and just having a sense of relaxation and letting go with the out-breaths. And let there be a lightness, a sense of gladness in the mind as you begin to unify your mind around the breath. There can be sometimes a natural sense of not just relaxation and openness, but also a sense of gladness in the heart and mind just by sitting here quietly and breathing in this way. And then keeping your mind unified around the breath will begin to bring some movement into the body. So just beginning with these gentle torso rotation in one direction. If it feels comfortable, I invite you to have your eyes closed so you can really make this a meditation in movement, in motion. If it serves you more to have your eyes closed, see if you can still stay connected to this movement that you're beginning to engage with now, coordinated by the breath. And the next time you come forward again, just pause here briefly. And when you're ready, we'll go in the opposite direction. Still continuing with these torso rotations and just making sure that you touch on both sides and then also going all the way back, leaning back and then bowing forward. So moving in all directions, highlighting all directions that you're circling in. And then ultimately let yourself just come forward again. Maybe also stretch the arms forward for a moment away from the body. And letting the elbows be straight as you do so, or just letting yourself sort of come into a forward fold, stretching the upper body as you keep the arms engaged. Maybe taking a moment to energetically even shift your hands forward as they remain on the mat and just ground yourself down more through the hips. And then just let the lower arms relax down onto the mat or towards the neck and just the chin all the way down towards the heart, relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders and the arms. And just staying connected to your breath in every stretch, in every movement of yoga, we can have the ability to be connected to our breathing patterns. And then for a moment, just gently lift your heart up. Move your arms over to the right, all the way as far as you go, as you leave the legs just as they are. And then when you reach your maximum stretch here, when you can't go any further, just relax your head and chin down again. Relax the arms down. Just enjoying breathing here into the left side of the body, opening that side for you with each breath. And then gently move your arms and torso through the center, all the way over to the other side, to the left side, going as far as you can, taking yourself to your edge. And then again, just relaxing your head all the way down as you begin to engage with your right side, imagining that you're breathing up and down the right side of your body, still connecting with a sense of openness with each in-breath and a sense of relaxation and letting go on the out breaths. And just surveying the body from the inside for a moment and seeing, is there any place here that can just relax a little bit more, soften a little bit more into the stretch, and then allow yourself to go there, to take yourself there. And then we'll gently move the arms and the torso back to the center. Just for a moment, let yourself be on fingertips and just move the fingertips as far forward away from the body that you can. Just getting a last really good stretch through the whole spine. Breathing into this openness, into this spaciousness. And then very gently begin to, bit by bit, walk the fingers in back towards the body. Stretch your legs all the way out in front. Maybe take a moment to shake out the legs. Maybe moving the feet from side to side. And then from here, we're going to pick up our right foot and take it to the inner crease of the left elbow. We're going to bring our right hand underneath the right knee and the left lower arm into the crease of the foot. And then you can lace your hands together and just gently rock your leg from side to side, getting a nice deeper stretch through the hips. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand and hold on to the right foot. The right hand will move to the knee. And we're just going to begin to make big rotation with our foot and our leg in one direction, really lubricating the hip joint in this way. And then a few more times in the other direction. Just go as big as you can in all directions as you're circling around. And then we're going to stretch the knee over to the right for a moment. And then take our left hand and hold on to the outside of the right foot. Stretch the the foot out diagonally over to the left for a moment, just enjoying that stretch. You can just rest your right hand on your right knee, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and go over diagonally as best as you can, taking yourself to your edge, keeping the spine long as best as you can. The left foot stays flexed in towards the body. Just a few more breaths. And then we're just going to let go of that foot and place the right foot right to the outside of the left knee. We're going to lace our hands together in front of the knee and just straighten the spine a bit more for a moment. Really feeling a lift through the heart center. Bring your right arm out in front of you and then keep gazing at your right hand as you slowly move the hand over to the right, very slowly, as far as you can. Keep your eyes gazing at the hand. And then ultimately place the hand behind your buttocks. You can keep the hand a little bit away from the buttocks if that helps you keep your spine a little bit taller. Take your left hand to press in towards the outside of the right knee, drawing it more into the center towards the belly button. And then still keep gazing forward for a moment. And then gently let your head turn over to the right side to meet your right hand behind you and just come into a nice twist. With each in-breath, you can imagine the spine growing a little bit taller, opening through the heart center. And as you exhale, squeeze your belly button all the way into the spine to really let out any of the stale air that might be here in your body, that might be there energetically in your heart and your mind and your body. And very gently bring your right hand back up. It's still behind you all the way. And then very slowly let the arm come forward again, the way you started. I'm going to take a moment again to lace the hands in front of the knee to straighten the spine a bit taller. And then we'll bring the right foot and place it right to the inside of the left thigh. So we're going to take our left hand now to just hold on lightly in the front of your right thigh. Right lower leg, I'm sorry. And then we're going to lift our right arm up tall as you can make it to straighten the spine. And then we're going to arch over with our bodies a little bit over to the left side. So making an arch, coming into a side stretch. Take a moment to draw that right arm that's up a little bit behind your ear, even in the back of your body, and then deepen a little bit more into your side stretch, into the arch. You're going to imagine that we're drawing deep and full breaths up and down the right side of the body. And even though we take these deep and long and full breaths, try to take any straining out of the breath and just let it come in smooth and soft at the same time as best as possible. One last deep in breath. And then just very gently relax out of the pose in slow motion. We're just going to stretch both legs out for a moment again and maybe sway the legs from side to side, shake out the feet. I see Rod's feet really big. It's funny. That's great. You can really see Rod's feet moving. It's wonderful. He's our role model, since I noticed that we can't see my feet. Let's just actually rotate the feet in one direction for a moment. Just pay attention to Rob's feet as the guide. And then in the other direction, a few more rounds. And then maybe forward and back. Get a good stretch through the ankles. Okay, and then we begin again on the other side. So let's take our left foot, or rather take our right foot to hold on to the outside of the left foot, and then we'll have our left hand on the left knee. And then actually I forgot, we're gonna bring the left foot to the inside of our right elbow crease, and then just hook the left arm around so that we can lace the hands together in front, and then gently just swaying from side to side to get a nice lubrication now on the left knee, left hip joint. See if you can keep your chest lifted still here as best as you can. It's like you're cradling yourself. And then we're going to take our right hand to the outside of the left foot, and then the left hand to the left knee, and begin to make big circles again all around in one direction, just like we did on the other side. And we'll go the other way a few more rounds. And then from here, we're going to bring the leg out diagonally over to the right. And keep your heart center lifted, and just breathe all the way down your leg into the foot. Keeping the breath smooth as best as you can. And then very slowly, we're going to release that foot and bring it to the outside of the right knee, lacing the hands together in front of the knee to straighten the spine. And then from this uprightness, we're going to bring the left arm forward. And then allow your gaze to follow the hand and the arm as it slowly goes behind you on the left side. Just being very mindful and intentional about this movement. Eventually you won't be able to go further, so then just place the hand a little bit away from the buttocks and back of you. Take your right hand to the outside of the left knee, and just let your gaze follow all the way over and back of you to the left as well, over your left shoulder. Breathing the spine straight with each in-breath, and then squeezing the belly button into the spine to intensify the twist in your spine. See if you can let the shoulders relax a little bit more with each out breath. Deep and full and complete breaths. And then very gently lift the left arm behind you, bring it back up to the height of the shoulder, still behind your body. And then very gently bring that arm, and very slowly bring that arm forward again, one bit at a time. until you can lace your hands together again in front of that knee, just straightening the spine again for a moment. And then relax your leg out, shake it out for a moment again, both legs, both feet. And we're going to come into a flow from here. So we'll actually not hold the forward fold, but we're going to keep flowing back and forth. So just maybe begin by placing your hands on your thighs, just letting your body become comfortable, maybe wiggling your upper body for a moment, lifting the flesh away from the buttocks. And then on an inhale, we're going to reach the arms up tall, all the way up overhead. As you exhale, come into a forward fold. But as soon as you come all the way down, let your palms face in towards the heart center and bring your torso back up along with the palms. Inhaling, lifting all the way up. And then exhaling, come into the forward fold. Inhaling, palms in towards the heart, and it's still expanding through the in-breath as you lift your arms up. And then exhale, folding forward. So we're just going to keep flowing in this way for several more times. You don't have to follow my pace. Just follow your own along with your breath. And just let this be an energizing flow that really nourishes the body, and just sends the breath into all the cells of your body. You can just imagine that you're really filling yourself with the nourishment of the movement here, with the nourishment of each breath. And we'll just lift the arms up on an inhale one more time. And then as you exhale, let yourself come into that forward fold again. If you want to, you can just have the arms on the outside of the lower legs, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing the elbows. If you want to intensify your stretch, you can bring your hand to hold onto your toes or the inside or outside of the feet. If you want to just straighten your spine a bit more. Wherever you are, let your head relax all the way down towards the heart. And just imagining here that you're breathing up and down the spine, softening the shoulders, softening the eyes and facial muscles. And just experiencing the body for yourself from the inside out as you just have a gentle focus on your breath. Just be here for about 3 more breath cycles. And then if you were holding onto your feet, just release the hands from the feet as you breathe in. We're going to draw the hands back towards the heart center, lift the arms all the way up. And this time on the exhale, we're going to actually lean our torso backwards. Let the hands rest on the thighs. Inhale, come all the way back up. Lift your heart. Exhale, let yourself lean back, and then the palms of the hands touch down into the thighs. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, lean back, relax your hands down onto your thighs. Inhaling up and exhaling, leaning back. We're going to do it 3 more times at your own pace. Last one, inhaling up. Exhale, release, leaning back. Let your torso slowly come back up. You're going to place the hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing forward. So the hands will be about a hand length away from the buttocks, sort of towards the outside of the buttocks. And then just take a moment to really have your fingers spread wide, press down into the hands as best as you can. Flex your feet in towards the heart, towards the body. And then we're going to bend into the knees and place the feet right under the knees. And then maybe scoot the feet a bit forward away from the knees, maybe actually 1 foot length. We're going to keep pressing into the hands here, maybe drawing the elbows together and back to make a little bit more room at the heart. And then when you're ready, also begin to press down into the soles of your feet and then lift your body off the ground. Lift your hips as high as you can. You can gaze forward, or if it's not uncomfortable on your neck, you can just sort of lift your chin up towards the ceiling and relax your head all the way back. Just keep pressing into your hands, keep pressing into your feet. And we're going to be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And very slowly relax your buttocks back down. Stretch your legs out again in front of you. We'll just take a moment to shake out the hands in front of the body. Just letting go of any tension that might have been created, maybe circling them in one direction and then the other. And we'll just bring the soles of the feet together so that we can bring them in enough towards the body so that we can hold on with the hands as we lace them around the tops of the feet. Let your spine grow really tall here, drawing the shoulders back to make more room at the heart. Imagine that you're lifting the crown of the head slightly upwards towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to begin to lean the body over towards the left side. So you can relax your ear down, your left ear down towards the left shoulder. So it's just the right buttock that's off the mat. So just leaning as far over as you can so that you don't lose your balance here in your pose and just sort of fall out of the pose. Just enjoying the side stretch for a few breaths, relaxing the head. Imagining that the breath is traveling up and down the right side of the body. Just taking a few deeper breaths here into the side stretch. And then very gently release just your left hand from the foot. Place it to the outside of your left knee. So you might have to shift your weight over to the left a little bit. Actually, let's bring the hand in towards the sort of in behind the left knee. We're going to stretch the right leg all the way out on the mat so that the toes are pointing forward. And we're going to press pretty heavily into the left hand and then lift the legs up, lift the hips up, stretch your right arm up and just let your chest really lift up towards the ceiling. So it's a little bit of a back bend. And just take a few deep breaths here. So your right leg is stretched all the way out over to the right. Your right arm is up. Your heart center lifts. You can even relax your head back a little bit if that feels okay on the neck. Deep breaths all the way up to your right hand. Two more breaths. And then very slowly release out of the pose. Just let your right knee come down onto the mat. Let your feet, Your buttocks come back down. So it's kind of like the left foot is touching in onto your right knee. So we sort of have this stack way of sitting. It looks like this. And then we're just going to take our hands in front of us for a moment and then begin to walk them all the way over to the left as far as you can. And then if you can't go any farther, just release your forearms down into the ground. And you might notice that this is a pretty deep spinal twist. Relax your head down, relax your shoulders and your forearms, and just let the breath flow into the stretch for you. Wherever you're noticing it in the body, just send the breath there gently to provide some nourishment if there's any tension or tightness, allowing the breath to help that dissolve. Just a few more breaths. And then very slowly lift your lower arms, walk your hands back over in front of you. And then we're just gonna bring the soles of the feet together again in front of us, maybe holding on with the hands to the outside of the ankles. So you might want to draw the feet a little bit more in towards the body so you can again comfortably lace your hands around the top of your feet. Have your heart center as lifted as you can. And then this time we're going to lean gently over towards the right as much as you can. So it's going to be the left buttock coming off the ground as we lean over to the right. And just relaxing the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Just going as far as you can, taking yourself to the edge of the yoga pose, but not beyond so that you're falling out of the pose. And then we're just breathing here up and down the left side of the body, or just rather imagining the breath traveling up and down that side. Deep and full and long and smooth breaths. And then we'll just come out of that pose, take the right hand to place it sort of a little bit behind your right leg. You're going to bring the left leg and stretch it all the way out to the side so that the toes are pointing forward. And then just bring your right knee all the way down onto the earth for support. And as you press into your right hand, lift the hips off the ground, lift the legs, the upper legs off the ground. Your left arm lifts up overhead. The heart center is lifted, and maybe even leaning the chin up towards the ceiling, relaxing the head back, and just breathing into this full body stretch as best as you can. Deep and full. Two more. And then very gently relax your body back down. Relax your left knee and leg down. And so we're going to bring the left knee and the right sole of the foot towards together to touch one another. And then we're going to take our hands over to the right side of the body. And then on fingertips, move your torso all the way behind you as far as you can, so that you can then bring your forearms down onto the ground and completely relax your head. So you might have to come out of the pose a little bit if you notice you've gone too far and you're not able to actually bring both hands down. So then just go a little bit less into this twist, but ultimately just let your head relax all the way down towards the heart center, and just noticing the deep twist in your spine in this particular position. Relaxing into the pose with your breath as best as you can. Still feeling the chest lifting for you on the in-breath, and a sense of deeper relaxation with the out-breaths. And this might be a very different sort of way of twisting the body, and just noticing that. Sending the breath in all directions, wherever it feels most needed right now in your body. And then very gently lift the forearms, come back onto fingertips, lift the torso. We're just going to bring our hands in front, cross our knees, cross our ankles, and just have the hands resting, facing down on your knees for a few breaths, just sort of helping the body and mind to integrate all these different stretches as you just simply observe your breath cycles for a little while. Observing how it's all feeling energetically in the body, how it's all sort of shifting and shaping itself back to a sense of equilibrium. And then in your own way, just we'll make our way up to our hands and knees from here. We'll come into our table pose to start with. And just as always, just taking a moment to spread the fingers wide and placing them right under the shoulders. The knees will be right under the hips. And we'll just move from here into a cat stretch. So just bringing the belly button in towards the spine as you release the chin down, press heavily into the hands, and just enjoying a few moments in this cat stretch as your chin is all the way relaxed down towards the heart center. Breathing in and out of the cat stretch. And slowly moving into cow, so dipping the hips down, dipping the belly down, bringing the head up so that the chin can lift, opening the heart center, drawing the shoulders back as best as you can, and then breathing into this openness at the heart. Breathing into the shoulders as they draw back behind. Enjoying this moment with this open heart gesture. And then just flow from cat to cow and back from cow to cat a few times in your own way. It's bringing some movement into the whole spine now. And this is a flow that you've done hundreds of times. And can you bring a sense of freshness to the flow as if you've never done this before? Just really being curious of how the spine is moving in this particular flow. As if you could imagine your spine from the inside and how it's being bent and flexed in this particular flow. And as you come back to table pose, we're going to keep our legs just as they are and just move the hands far forward on your mat as best as you can. Just really reaching the hands away from the body, stretching through the shoulders, keeping your elbows straight, and then just imagining that you're releasing your heart center and chin down towards the mat as best as you can. They'll probably remain off the ground, but just go as deeply as you can. If it feels comfortable, you can relax the forehead or the crown of the head all the way down onto the mat as you keep your shoulders engaged. And just breathe into this big shoulder opener from here. Imagining maybe even that there's someone sitting down onto your lower back and just really feeling that lower back dipping down into this pose. Sending the breath all the way down the arms and shoulders into the hands. Just a couple more breaths. And then let yourself stay in this pose and just take your right arm and just bring it underneath your heart center and then draw the hand and the arm all the way over to the left side, stretching away to the outside of your mat. You can come down onto your right ear. Keep your left arm all the way stretched forward. And then in this pose, if you want to just remain here, if that feels already stretchy enough, or you can take your left hand and bring it more underneath your shoulders, pressing the fingertips down so that there's a rotating of the heart center, lifting up towards the sky, maybe coming more onto the back of the right side of your head. If this feels good, just staying like this in your twist, please do so. If you want to add more, you can even lift your left arm up into the sky. Or maybe even bringing the back of the left hand sort of towards the lower back and then really drawing that left shoulder blade away from the ear towards the space behind you. Wherever you are, just breathing into this twist now. Just imagining that you're breathing nourishment into all the cells of your body in this particular twist of the body. And if you had your hand into the lower back, reach that arm back up into the sky. And then exhale, release it to come down onto fingertips again, or pressing into the palm to lift your torso back up. And then we'll begin again just by stretching the hands, moving the hands forward away from the body, coming into that same puppy pose again, where you're just dipping your lower back down, dipping your heart center down towards the mat, maybe releasing the forehead or the crown of the head down into the mat as well.
Just enjoying a few deep breaths here as we're stretching the shoulders open in this puppy pose. And we'll keep the body as it is, but just take now the left arm and bring it underneath your heart center and draw the hand and arm all the way over to the right, as far away to the outside of the mat as you can. And you can dip your left ear down into the mat, maybe even bring more of the way to the outside of the head. And this can be your stretch if it was on the other side. If not, you can bring your right hand in onto fingertips more under the shoulders, really pressing into the fingertips so that you can roll your weight more towards the outside of the head on your left side. If you lifted the arm up high on the other side, into the space, into the air, you can do that as well on this side, of course. If you place the back of the hand into your lower back, please repeat that now on this side as well. And just wherever you are, just enjoying a few deep breaths into this pretty deep twist of the spine. Feeling a deep and full and smooth way of breathing in this particular way of stretching the body. Just about 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift the right arm up into the sky. Exhale, bring the fingertips down onto the mat so you can press yourself back up. And we're just going to flow through a couple of rounds of cat and cow just to release the spine from this deep twist. And ultimately let yourself come down to sit on your heels. We'll come into a child pose, but bringing the arms alongside the body with the palms facing up, and then just releasing the head down, the forehead down into a deeper child's pose. Relaxing all the muscles now in the body. Just beginning to feel a sense of ease and relaxation moving throughout the body with each breath. Just resting here on your mat. Letting these next few breaths really bring a sense of soothing to your whole nervous system. And then from here, we'll just lift the body back up and find our way to lie down on the mat on our backs. So you might want to just begin by stretching the legs out all the way on your yoga mat, bringing the arms forward, and then just very slowly to get a little exercise through the belly, for the belly muscles, just coming down onto your mat in slow motion. If you're already lying down, it's perfectly fine. And we're just going to release the body straight from here into Shavasana, into our final resting pose, maybe taking a moment to lift the shoulders off the ground, making more space for the heart, and then just gently relaxing the body back down. Having the palms facing up, the arms just a little away from the body. And now everything can just move in its own natural rhythm, including the breath, including everything that still might be moving inside of our body, just letting it come to peace and to rest in this pose of stillness. And just keeping a light awareness throughout this resting pose on your breath, on your body. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. And then just inviting the whole body to come to rest for these next few minutes, to allow the whole body to integrate all these stretches, all these flows. And just enjoying these precious moments of stillness together. Just see in whatever little ways the body might wish to begin to move again. As we're coming out of the stillness now, you might want to deepen your breath once more to help you wake up from this time of rest. Just stretching the whole body, you might want to bring the arms overhead, relax them down, and then stretching feet away from fingers to really bring a nice deep stretch into the spine, into the whole body. And then very gently just bend your knees and bring them into your chest, rocking from side to side. Bringing hands together and feet together, rubbing them, bringing some heat back into the body, warming up the body once more. And then turn over to one side into a fetal position for a few moments. Just again, just resting here on the earth. Maybe noticing how it feels inside in this moment. And then just take the palm in front of you, pressing into the mat, allowing yourself to come up again into a seated posture the way we started. And if you can, still have your eyes closed, just really being mindful for a few more moments of your inner space, allowing your hands to rest.
And just take a few moments here as we come to the end of the practice to notice everything that you can be grateful for in this moment, maybe beginning with your breath. And then we'll gently bring the hands together in front of the heart, just a acknowledgement for the time that we've spent together in yoga today, and just saying namaste to our fellow yogis as part of the class. Thank you so much for joining today, for taking time out for your well-being. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next week, hopefully. Thank you.